Volodymyr Zelensky's early wartime image was that of a defiant, charismatic leader rallying his nation against a far more powerful aggressor. His addresses moved parliaments across the world to applause. His image was emblazoned on magazine covers and broadcast to millions. But as the war against Russia drags into yet another year, the sheen of that global solidarity is visibly wearing off. From Washington to Berlin, fatigue has set in. The urgency that once defined global discussions about Ukraine has dulled. Promised aid packages are now stuck in legislative gridlocks. Diplomatic circles, once boldly proclaiming Ukraine's right to resist, now whisper of negotiated settlements behind closed doors. The symbolism of unwavering Western support may still exist, but in practice, cracks are widening. At the heart of this shift is a growing discomfort among Ukraine's allies about the cost, both political and financial, of sustaining a long war. In the United States, political gridlock has delayed critical aid, with some lawmakers openly questioning the blank check approach. Meanwhile, in Europe, leaders grapple with inflation, rising energy costs, and election pressures that have made continued military support for Ukraine less politically popular. Even in countries like Germany and France, once vocal in their backing of Kyiv, recent surveys show public opinion shifting toward prioritizing domestic concerns. These changing winds are not lost on diplomats. Several now reportedly believe that nudging Ukraine toward negotiations, even under disadvantageous conditions, may be the only way to prevent an indefinite conflict that Europe can no longer afford to bankroll. Inside Ukraine, the atmosphere is growing more tense. The initial wave of national unity and volunteerism has given way to exhaustion. Ukrainian forces remain resilient, but cracks are showing. Troop shortages and battlefield casualties have dampened morale, while recruitment faces increasing resistance. Economically, Ukraine is struggling to maintain wartime spending amid massive infrastructure damage and reduced output. Zelensky, who once united the political class behind him, now contends with opposition figures gaining traction and ordinary citizens expressing quiet doubt. The big question: how do you sustain a war effort when global allies hesitate and your people are burning out? Even victory is being redefined not as a complete reclamation of territory, but as holding on without losing more ground or sovereignty. Yet, Zelensky refuses to retreat politically or emotionally. In his recent speeches, his message remains consistent. Do not abandon us now. He warns that weakening support for Ukraine will not just embolden Russia, but could ripple across Europe, undermining the very idea of democratic resistance. His challenge is twofold: to reignite international commitment and to stabilize a domestic front under extreme strain. One possible solution is for Ukraine to diversify its partnerships beyond the West, seeking support from the global South, leveraging diplomatic clout with neutral powers, and doubling down on strategic self-reliance. Simultaneously, Western nations must confront a hard truth. Withdrawing support could set a dangerous precedent, signaling to authoritarian regimes that long, grinding wars can wear down democracies. In the end, what's at stake is more than Ukraine's borders, it's the credibility of the global order itself.